Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twinflame Tarot, and this is going to be the Twin Astrology forecast for the week ahead. Energies from October 18th through the 24th. And I thought we should talk about these energies because today we have both Mercury and Jupiter turn direct. Mercury turns direct at 10 degrees 08 in Libra. And Jupiter turns direct at 22 degrees 19 in Aquarius. So this is a very powerful shift, I feel, for many of us. I know I spoke to several divine feminines over the weekend, and the energy is kind of all over the place. I know there's been a lot of anxiety, stress, a lot of very low energy coming through for many of us as we kind of shift into this new timeline. And we also have Mars trine Jupiter today. Mars being in Libra at 22 degrees 19, trine Jupiter in Aquarius at 22:19. 22 is a master number. 19 is a karmic debt number associated with the fall of the ego. So I feel the masculines really are having a rough go when it comes to this shift. And then we also have the full moon in Aries this week on the 20th. So it's going to be very intense, explosive is the energy coming through, because the day of the full moon, we also have a trine between Mercury and Lilith a couple hours before the full moon. And then on the 22nd, we have a major square between Mars and Pluto. The masculine energy and Pluto being that death, that rebirth. And then on the 23rd, we have the sun entering Scorpio. So we've got a power punch of a week when it comes to the astrology. So let's talk about Mercury going direct. So for about the past month or so, Mercury in Libra really has been wreaking havoc on all of us, stirring up drama in relationships. It's been messing with our technology, and it's been disrupting whatever communication skills we thought we had mastered. So I feel with Mercury turning direct and it being the planet of communication, I feel we're kind of done this backward dance, and I feel a lot of us are being freed from these dreaded shackles of this very powerful retrograde, the final Mercury retrograde of the year. So I don't think we're quite out of the woods yet. We still have that shadow phase energy that will last until about November the 2nd. So with that being said, I think we can expect a lot of gossip in the energies, especially when it comes to surrounding some karmic relationship drama. And I feel this is basically the time when all of the tea gets spilled, when all of these hidden secrets get revealed. And I think the masculines are about to be on their knees begging for forgiveness to mend what was broken within this connection. I feel this energy really is bound to bring out the divine masculine's deepest insecurities from the past. It is making us all kind of revisit past painful situations and to face all of our insecurities kind of head on. So I know it sounds very negative, but this really is an opportunity for all of us to speak that truth, to have that open, honest, heartfelt communication, and to move past all of these issues. So be willing and open to talk to people that you know that you can trust, especially if you've been feeling kind of isolated, because I do feel there's a lot of room in the next couple weeks for deep, deep healing to take place. I feel be prepared for a lot of clarity to come through over the next couple weeks, and we're all being encouraged to kind of welcome all of these changes and to release this fogginess that we've all kind of been sifting through during this retrograde phase. So, you know, Libra rules the mind. It is an air sign. So I think a lot of aha moments are coming forward in order to refresh what is needing to be refreshed, in order to release any blockages when it comes to our creative juices flowing as well. And I feel it really is time for us to be open, to be honest, and to put our best communication skills forward. It's basically the time where we're all needing to put it all out on the table, no matter how bad it hurts to speak that truth. And we all know truth hurts, especially when it comes to closing out cycles. So surround yourself with people that you trust when it comes to Mercury going direct. With Jupiter going direct, Jupiter is all about expansion. And when it was in retrograde, it was all about internal expansion. And now with it going direct, I do feel it is going to, lift a lot of barriers when it comes to outer expansion. This energy really is encouraging us to be true to ourselves, to act independently, and to act for the good of all humanity. So I feel be ready to embrace a lot of changes when it comes to Jupiter going direct. I feel it's a very unconventional energy, and it really is time for us to think about the future long term. With Jupiter going direct, there is a trine with both the Sun and Mars in Libra. So this really is a super beneficial time where we're kind of all encouraged to come out of the spiritual closet more for the divine masculine. And I feel this Mars energy really is pushing the divine masculine to take that action and to finally express themselves in order to restore a sense of balance in their lives. Because I do feel many of the masculines are at that very rock bottom energy. I do feel a lot of anxiety when it comes to this truth coming out, when it comes to this karmic exposure and them expressing this truth. So with the Sun and Mars also in Libra, it really is demanding balance. Balance, balance, balance. Where can we work together in harmony? And I feel the masculine really is kind of being pushed to attempt to make amends at this time. And it goes along with Mercury retrograde ending on the same day. It's all a lot of Libra energy. So things that have been mucked up, I feel a lot of explosive blowouts when it comes to people's emotions, and I feel this has been going on for the last couple weeks, and this energy really is allowing us to kind of get back on the same page, I feel. And I do feel it's going to impact those who have areas of their life ruled by Jupiter in their natal chart. So I do feel Jupiter, with this Jupiter energy occurring at 22 degrees 19, if you have a conjunction with Jupiter between 19 and 25 degrees in Aquarius, this is likely going to impact you. If you have a sextile in your natal chart with Jupiter between 29 and 25, or 19 and 25 degrees of Aries or Sag, pay attention to that. If you have a square with Jupiter in your natal chart between 19 and 25 degrees of Taurus or Scorpio, you better buckle down because squares are hard aspects. If you have a trine in your natal chart with Jupiter between 19 and 25 degrees of Gemini and Libra, I think get ready for a lot of positivity, a lot of breakthroughs. And then if you are a Leo and you have any opposition signs with Jupiter between 19 and 25 degrees, get ready because this really is pushing us to pursue the opportunities that the divine really is trying to put in place for us. So sextiles and trines are always, always positive aspects. When it comes to squares and opposites, it's going to be a very challenging energy to work through. So you're really going to have to be mindful. You're going to have to not be lazy, not be self-indulgent. This energy really is pushing people to be prone to excess. So do be leery of that if you are abusing substances. I'm thinking likely overdoses in the energies if you really fall into those very low vibrations. So it's really time for us to find proper motivation and to make those positive changes when it comes to this energy. When it comes to conjunctions with any of your natal planets, Jupiter direct is going to amplify that energy, and you can make great use of this energy, but you got to be careful to not overdo things, because when we overdo things, then we drain our life force energy and you're kind of back at that ground zero. So with Mars trine Libra today and Mars being in the 5th house, this really is a lot of energy when it comes to romance, when it comes to the masculine restoring a sense of balance in his life. And I feel a physically strong magnetic pull towards the feminine. I feel this energy is very unstable. It's very impulsive, and I feel the masculine is going to be inclined to come forward. I feel this is really going to highlight behavior when it comes to romantic relationships. It's going to highlight a lot of envious and jealous energy, a lot of competitive energy. It's the energy of the masculine not wanting to lose. So I feel the masculine social circle really has crumbled all around him for all of his foolish past mistakes. And I do feel a considerable amount of the energy today suggests that the masculine is kind of tapping into his own spiritual philosophy and his own higher thought processes, and really needing to get rooted in that higher education and sharing his spiritual talent, stepping into that teaching role within the collective. So it is a very harmonious aspect. I think a lot of energy in and around the masculine when it comes to movement, finally. So get ready for that, because I do feel the masculine is eager to put the pieces back together after his big fall from grace. On October 20th, the full moon in Aries, get ready. This is going to be explosive. We can use this for the positive, or we can use this for the negative. This is masculine energy, without a doubt. And this, this is all about consolidating gains, expansion, analyzing, preparing to take action, and trusting in the energies. So this full moon is going to bring up a lot of uncertain energies. It's going to push the masculine to solve problems faster than normal. And I feel like it's this rushed energy. So if you're feeling that anxiety below the surface, you're going to have to proceed with caution. Try to proceed at a comfortable pace, because I don't think very many of the masculines have a sense of peace in their life. So I do feel this is going to present the masculine an opportunity to have that realization, to recover from past life trauma, and to regain his strength that is needed now more than ever. So I think get ready. Tempers are going to flare as truth gets spoken. And I've been dealing with throat chakra issues for several days now. So I do feel the masculines are deeply frustrated in the energies this week. And it's this fight or flight energy. I feel the masculines are ready to battle for the feminine. I feel they're under continuous threat by enemies, karmic enemies, frenemies, I want to say frenemies. And they're really needing to be aware of the fake people in and around them. With the moon in the 5th house, also the 5th house being in Aries, this really is going to create a deep bond between the masculine's emotions and his creativity. So the masculine, I feel, is really grasping for people that he can trust at the moment. And I do feel the energy really is risky when it comes to the masculine's emotions. And that is really playing an important role when it comes to personal relationships this week, especially for the divine masculine. The Aries-Libra polarity is a relationship axis. So, Aries represents self, me, and we all know how selfish the masculines have been when it comes to them not taking accountability. And Libra represents the other. So it is a balance between the masculine and the feminine, I feel. Aries is about self-assertion. Libra is about compromise. So through the energy of the Libra sun, it brings into our awareness the need for relationships when it comes to compromising, negotiating, restoring a sense of grace and balance. With the Aries moon, on the other hand, it is very self-assertive. It speaks of leading and finding the courage to take action. So this full moon really is encouraging us all to strike a balance between meeting our personal needs and attending the needs of our significant other. So it is like a battle between independence and dependence or companionability. So the twins really did come here to share that interdependence, because even though we are two bodies sharing a soul, we each are our own individuals. So with Libra energy, it's very diplomatic. It's about equality. It is about fairness. And Aries, however, it's about the masculine getting rooted in authenticity over this fake mask that he's been wearing. So I do feel this is really going to illuminate a lot of conflict. So be prepared, because we can't neglect either ends of this axis, or we're going to be met with a whole bunch of backfired energy. And it's going to be ideal for us to find that balance between the two. This full moon, I feel, is all about emotional declarations. Whatever's been building and brewing below the surface inside of us is about to come to the surface. the energy is demanding all of these energies be released. So over the next couple weeks, be prepared for the masculine to come forward with that declaration of love, because he can no longer sit on these feelings. He's being pushed to express them from the divine. And this is a major conflict, I feel, for the masculine when it comes to me and you, because the masculine has not been willing to share. He's been very greedy and narcissistic in these energies, and it really is time for the masculine to share his feelings, to share his emotional revelations, and to restore a sense of balance within his emotions, because this is going to burst forward with a vengeance, especially if you've not heard from your masculine in quite some time. So it really is time for us all to express ourselves, to let all of this out of our systems. We cannot heal until we feel. And then a big part of healing is speaking that into existence. So we want to exercise some care when speaking our truth. Sometimes we won't be able to control what comes out of our mouths. So do be prepared for that, because the sun is forming an alignment with Mars and a square to Pluto around this full moon. So this is going to put on a lot of pressure. I think a lot of the masculines are experiencing a lot of delusions, a lot of paranoia in the energy as all of these realizations come to the surface. So this is all about having the courage and the passion to take action. And this full moon really is going to remind us that we need to consider how we have been honoring ourselves. Are you honoring yourselves and your close relationships? Because if you're not, now is the time to address this. Because when you're living a lie, it will deeply affect your health and your physical body. So I do feel a lot of initiate energies when it comes to this week. It is the time to begin new things, to start new bonded partnerships. And the masculine is deeply going to struggle with a lot of obstacles this week. He's going to have to be brave, determined, and resourceful when it comes to taking action. So with this full moon in Aries, you got to expect it to affect people with personal planets at points approximately 23 to 30 degrees of the cardinal sign. So if you're an Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn in your main planets, you better buckle down, because this full moon really is going to unleash the beast within, is what's coming through. And if you are a fixed sign, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius, you're likely going to feel this energy as well. So do be aware of that. So on October 22nd, we have Mars square Pluto. All I got to say is we need to pray and ground this energy for the masculine, because with Mars in Libra in the 4th house, this is all about home. And the masculine, I feel, is about to get very, very aggressive in the energies, as they are forced to lose their sense of security in their false foundation. It's time for the masculine to be patriotic when it comes to serving the collective and moving forward. So I do feel this is going to bring up major, major conflicts in the false contracts, especially when it comes to family and households. So, you know, the masculine has avoided dealing with this for far too long, and he can no longer avoid this. I feel the masculine's going to have to rebuild from ground zero. I feel he's being very aggressive when it comes to all of his surroundings, and he's going to have to, you know, engage in breaking free from this at this point in time. I feel the karmic really has, you know, deteriorated the masculine's health at this point in time. And with Pluto in Capricorn in the 6th house in Sag, this really is going to give the masculine that burst to substantially improve his life if he's willing to speak that truth and to take accountability. I feel the masculine's tired of getting bossed around by the karmic. It's kind of what I'm feeling. And this is really active this week when it comes to the masculine's life. I feel get ready for Pluto to cause havoc, especially when it comes to the masculine's work environment. So he very well could be losing his job due to poor health issues, addictions, codependencies. I feel this aspect's going to be very challenging if you're not balanced in your masculine energy, because it's very stubborn energy. I feel the masculine's going to get his feelings deeply hurt. I feel there's a lot of sharp judgment in and around the masculine for his lack of decisiveness. And this is going to lead to massive, massive towers and big, big changes on the horizon. And this is all about the masculine having to speak that absolute truth in order to restore that balance. And then on October 23rd, we enter into Scorpio season. So let's talk about Scorpios for a minute. I love me some Scorpios. I'm just never going to date one again, okay? So we got the sun in the 4th house in Libra when the sun enters into Scorpio. So, you know, the sun in the 4th house creates that need for those strong roots in the home life, that strong sense of security. And it is the urge to kind of protect and maintain, you know, solid traditions. And I feel when it comes to this family energy, it really is going to have a significant impact on many, especially those with Scorpio in their natal chart, heavy Scorpio placement. So this is going to be a period of, you know, restoring a sense of balance without a doubt. Scorpios can be very charming companions. Trust me, I know all about that. They're very good at manipulating the energy. Scorpios are also very loving when they're in their high vibration. I do feel, you know, Scorpios have beautiful, attractive personalities, and they spare no effort when it comes to people that they like. I also feel with their strong personalities, Scorpios are very good at skillfully concealing their feelings and manipulating behind the scenes. Whereas, you know, people with heavy Scorpio placements, if you have Scorpio sun, moon, rising, south node, north node, be prepared, because I think there's a lot hidden below the surface when it comes to jealousy and envy, and that's all really going to be exposed as we enter into Scorpio season. So I do feel it's going to create an experience of agonizing states as all of this bubbles to the surface with this exposure. So, you know, Scorpios truly are people of extremes. They can be extremely kind and dedicated to their friends and family, but they can also be extremely dark and negative and have like a dark streak towards them, and they can be very covertly narcissistic and covertly, openly cruel to people. So I think get ready for a lot of negative reactions with the Scorpio energy coming through, because you never know how these people are going to react. On one hand, Scorpios are wonderful people, but on the other hand, they can get very angry and get very stark. So do beware of that. Scorpio energy is very inquisitive. It's curious. But I do feel, be prepared for words to be spoken that you can't take back. You know, there's going to be a lot of regret in the energy, I feel, coming through. Because Scorpios really can control, you know, what mask they show to the public, what mask they show to their friends. And they're very sneaky like that. So I think it's time to kind of step into mental maturity. It's time to correct any past behaviors. We're not here to compete. We're here to kind of, you know, all work together. So I'm curious to see how this week plays out. I did grab some cards, so let's pull into the energies for the week ahead with some cards. I am going to start off with a new deck that I got last week in the mail, the Spiritual Journey Oracles. It's volume 1 to the volume 2 that I got a while back. So we'll pull into the masculine's energy first, and we'll see what energies will be coming through for the divine masculine for the week ahead. And we'll also see into the feminine. Oh, there's a lot of triggering coming up for the masculine. That doesn't surprise me. I was really triggered for little to no reason earlier in the weekend. So I do feel the feminines really are trying to ground the masculine going through this energy. Liberation on the bottom of the deck. So I do believe the masculine is preparing to break those chains of addiction, to release all of these restrictions and impediments in his life in order to choose freedom. I do believe the masculine's deep within that death energy, that transformative energy, as he's rapidly shedding all of these old layers in his life. And I feel there's going to be a lot of external factors coming up for the masculine when it comes to these false contracts, that no longer serve him, in order for the masculine to step into his highest purpose. So get ready, because the energy is going to be very triggering. The masculine is going to be put to the test in all kinds of situations this week in order for him to address these toxic negative patterns with himself and others that he's lacked addressing. So this triggering really is bringing up behavior that needs to be corrected right now. I do feel the masculine is kind of deep in solitude, spending some time alone. In that deep, quiet introspection, the masculine really is encouraged to disconnect from the world and to just be with this energy as he kind of goes through this breakthrough at hand is what's coming through. And I feel solutions are found during this transformation for the masculine. And I do feel, you know, Divine Feminine, your perseverance and your hard work is about to pay off, because the masculine's about to reignite his passion for you is what I feel. And I feel, you know, the masculine can hear the feminine speaking to his heart, and he knows that's where he needs to go to lift his energy, to lift his mood. I feel a new spark of creativity when it comes to the masculine and related to his work, and really stepping into love. So let's see what needs to come through for the Divine Feminine for the week ahead. Meditation, and I've been doing a lot of that. So Divine Feminine, allow yourself to go into meditation, to calm your mind, to open up the pathway for communication to spirit, to your counterpart. And I do recommend highly centering yourself every day. We do have practice unconditional love, and that truly is what the twins came here to do, to embody unconditional love. And the more you show yourself unconditional love, Divine Feminine, the more it allows these healthy partnerships and relationships to enter your life. Be leery of criticism of others, because when you do that, that really is a reflection of what you still have below the surface that you need to heal. You might be meeting a catalyst this week, someone or something on your path to kind of redirect you. And I do feel the feminine is about to, you know, face a challenge when it comes to leveling up on her journey. And I think you're really encouraged, Divine Feminine, to seek out spiritual knowledge. We're students for life. You know, doesn't matter if you've mastered a lesson, there's always something that comes up. It doesn't matter how advanced you are. We are learning. It's a lifelong journey, this spiritual path. So I do feel a stronger curiosity for a deeper meaning as the feminine kind of releases all of these deep, familiar past life wounds. A lot of the feminines, we have been abused, deeply abused, mentally, physically, emotionally, and it really has affected us and impacted us this life. So we too need to identify these repetitive patterns, why we have allowed abusive people to control us in our lives, and to really understand that core wound so we can finally release it and step into healing. Because I do believe the feminine is, you know, really opening up her heart to not only the love within, but the love that the twins share. So find it in your heart chakra to fill it with love, to offer that forgiveness and compassion. Because get ready, we are about to experience a huge paradigm shift this week. There is a major divine plan at work when it comes to the energy. So whatever is unfolding, you need to release expectations and understand the divine right now is orchestrating a lot of these energies in order for us to have that meaningful long-term result. Let go of these outdated beliefs and these ineffective structures, because it's time for that major life change. So, you know, we're always in constant change. Energy is fluid and constantly changing. So this week, I feel, is a major opportunity for expansion. No matter how this change comes in, it truly is a gift for your soul's evolution. So remember that, okay? Let's get some archetype energies for the Divine Masculine. We'll see what the main archetype energies are coming through for the masculine healer. Beautiful. It really is the masculine finding his passion to serve others by restoring and repairing the mind, body, spirit of his self, and as well as restoring the connection with the Divine Feminine. We got the Virgin. So I do feel like the masculine really is going through a deep level of purification, releasing that fear when it comes to that intimate union with the Divine Feminine. So we got the Virgin. We got the healer. We also got the mentor, the Midas touch, and the artist. Now, I gotta say, this really is beautiful energy coming through, especially after the last couple months. I do feel the masculine is preparing to step into the entrepreneurial adventure with the divine feminine, really tapping into his creative abilities this week. And, you know, as the twins come together, they really do have the ability to turn anything to gold. So I do feel the masculine's preparing to share with the feminine. The masculine, you know, he's been hoarding his money, hoarding his emotions. He's had this obsessive fear of money, 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 losing money, money. And I do feel he's losing money this week, big time, in order to release that fear, release that hoarding, that miser energy. Because the masculine really is tapping into that new dimension, I feel, beyond the five senses. And it really is time for the masculine to inspire others to see life symbolically like the feminine has. And then we get the mentor. So I do believe, you know, in the past, the masculine, you know, had an inability to step into this role of mastership. And I feel he's really kind of ready to impart, passing on his spiritual wisdom and refining his character when it comes to the collective. So I feel the masculine is getting ready to rise, to release this negative judgment of the physical world, to release this excess self-pity party that he's been in, and to really step into selfless devotion when it comes to his spiritual calling, to really rise as the true king that he is. I feel the masculine really is working through a lot of excessive feelings of entitlement at the moment in order to embrace this enlightenment and to step into that benevolent leadership. So let's see what comes through for the divine feminine for the week ahead. The mystic. I do believe a lot of the feminines are stepping into their mystic healer role. And it is speaking about intimate union with the divine and with the divine masculine. Beautiful queen. We got the king and the queen out today. Does it get any better than that? All right. So I do feel the feminine really is radiating this regal energy in and around her. And, you know, many of the feminines really have used their benevolent authority to protect others within the collective, to protect their children, their home, their soul family. And I feel this really has triggered a lot of arrogant authority within the masculine and a lot of challenging energy when it comes to the masculine trying to control the situation. I do feel the feminine is really stepping into her pathway, into her calling, and really, you know, putting that crown on is the energy coming through. Poet. So feminine, that's the energy of you expressing your soul's insights and sharing that with the collective. And once again, we have the wounded child. So there is a lot of past wounds coming up for the feminine to be cleared when it comes to past dysfunctional relationships, especially when it's stemming around childhood wounds. So you need to stop resisting moving through forgiveness, divine feminine. And I know it's hard. We spiral many times over. Many times over, I have forgiven my masculine. And many times over, I have gotten deep within that rage again, just wanting to lash out for the lack of communication, for the ghosting, and all of the pain that it has caused myself and my children. So step into forgiveness. When we hold on to resentment and bitterness, it really stops us from stepping into unconditional love. So I feel a deeper layer of awakening for the feminine in the heart when it comes to compassion and her desire to serve others, especially when it comes to children. So open up to learning the pathway of forgiveness, okay? All right, let's keep going here, guys. We're going to get some energy oracles for the masculine. We'll get some for the feminine, and we will pull some tarot. Tell me more about the masculine. Oh, Jesus. Well, we got that karmic feminine energy coming out. I do believe the karmic is gripping to control for money. I also think the karmic deeply fears losing her stability. We got the woman holding a coin with appreciation in reversed. We also got the woman holding a heart, which would be the divine feminine, with the seventh chakra, the crown chakra. So the masculine is receiving the downloaded information. I feel the masks have come off. with the karmic. I don't think she knows her worth. She doesn't know her value. That to me is like the Empress in reversed. And I feel there's a lot of belittling. There's a lot of manipulation. I think she's lashing out because she's losing her sense of stability. And in turn, it is opening up those adjacent possibilities for the Divine Masculine to step into Jesus consciousness, to being that healer of the ages. And there will be victory and success. And the doorway to romance, as well as the doorway to spirit, is finally opening up for the masculine to have that happy family with the Divine Feminine. I feel a lot of blending of families. So we'll see what comes through for the feminine. Oh, yeah. So, all right. We got the door to personal happiness and healing. And the third chakra, which is the solar plexus. So take back your power. I feel if you've been worried about financial constraints, Divine Feminine, you have nothing to worry about because you are stepping into blossoming abundance. So release those fears. And then we get the man holding a heart with the angel of love in reversed. So there's that feminine, I feel, not really open to receiving that offer from the masculine. We have the true pair on the board. So I also feel the masculine fears he will not be accepted by the feminine. So I think, you know, both of the twins are kind of feeling tied up. You know what it's like, Divine Feminine. We move on. We get over a connection. And this masculine keeps showing up in our face. It doesn't matter what we do. It feels like we're bonded to this connection. So I do feel get ready, because there is going to be a conversation about this week in order to release this sense of bondage. So let's go into the masculine's energy, and I will use the Gilded Tarot for the masculine, and we'll see what needs to come through for the masculine today. What else can you tell me about the Divine Masculine's energy, please? Knight of Cups. That's that apology, that offer, finally, reciprocation. Oh, yeah, he's going to be begging for another chance, I feel. He's going to be on his knees, finding the strength, the fortitude, and the courage to come forward and ask for forgiveness to finally close out this cycle is kind of what I'm feeling for the masculine. Yeah, justice is being served. I think a lot of karma is playing out this week with all of the Libra energy. You know, this truly is wishes being granted. So get ready. The masculine is going to be coming forward with a tangible offer, clean slating it, brand new beginning. It's going to come in like a tower. The masculine, I feel, is at that crossroads, finally ready to do the work, to put in the work, to close out these past betrayals. Get ready for truth, a whole lot of truth, because the masculine does desire victory. And I feel he's kind of being faced with a lot of karmic energy, a lot of combative energy. He's probably surrounded by a lot of gossip when it comes to his social circle, when it comes to the false contract closing out. I feel the masculine's really going to be challenged this week, especially as all of this kind of gets exposed and revealed with the tower. Nothing false can stay stable anymore. Everything is crumbling. I do feel the masculine's being dethroned in the energy in order to close out this cycle, because there has been a lot of over drinking, indulgences, and addictions surrounding many of the masculines. So there's going to be a lot of truth and clarity. The masculine is going to do whatever it takes to put in the work to restore a sense of balance in this connection. And these worldly cycles are closing out. So there's going to be a lot of clearing when it comes to the masculine's energy this week. Let's see what needs to come through for the Divine Feminine for the week ahead. I don't see them yet. They're not flipped over. So we'll see what comes through for the feminine. Ten of Swords on both sides. All right, brand new cycle. We got the World and then we got the Fool. So this is kind of really beautiful energy. So we got the Magician and the Hermit reverse. So you truly are the master magician, Divine Feminine. You've got all the tools. It's time for you to come out of hiding. It's time for you to impart this wisdom within the collective. We do have strength with the Ten of Swords. I do think it's going to be very difficult to have that honest, open communication with the Divine Masculine. And, you know, there was so much betrayal in the past, but I think get ready, Divine Feminine. There is going to be a choice when it comes to the lovers coming out. So There is going to be a brand new cycle in love. There is going to be an apology coming in order to finally put this to bed. I do feel there's been a lot of, you know, inconsistency, juggling. We got the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Wands. So it's all about partnerships, decisions, crossroads, and it's kind of time to heal the broken heart at the seed point, because you are stepping into a brand new experience, Divine Feminine. That's your energy, the Empress. A lot of the feminines have gone through so much heartbreak, so much betrayal, and so much healing. And the time is now for that reconciliation with the Six of Cups and that truth. Get ready for the masculine to reach out, because it's time for him to balance the scales, to offer you what he never offered you before. And that truthful communication is coming. The masculine, I feel, is deep within some shadow energy when it comes to speaking this truth, offering that apology. But I do feel communication this week, especially with that full moon energy. So let's get a couple of love oracles for the divine masculine side today to see what comes through for the masculine. And then we will see what comes through for the feminine. We got 3 right out the gate. Okay. All right. We got not today. So I don't think the masculine's reaching out today because he's still really hurt. He's still avoiding that conversation, that phone call, that reaching out. I feel the masculine's working through a lot of anger in the energies this week. When it comes to speaking that truth, I do feel he's deep within some reminiscing energies. He is deeply missing the divine feminine, I feel, reminiscing about her, and he really is learning from the past as he shifts his perceptions, because there is a higher level of commitment coming, wedding rings. I do believe the masculine is preparing to offer, you know, that committed partnership to the feminine. It is speaking of union, weddings, marriage, soul connection, eternal love, and an everlasting promise that the twins made to one another. So we got the butterfly, which is all about transformation. So the masculine is preparing to evolve into the next phase and really healing a lot of inner child wounds at this time when it comes to this relationship that the twins share. So what needs to come through for the divine feminine? Yeah, I think the feminine's kind of turning into the runner at this point in time. Yeah, the feminine, I feel, wants to run because the masculine has so deeply broken her heart. A lot of deception when it comes to the feminine. I also feel be careful, divine feminine, because the karmic is about to shockingly attack you. I do feel the karmic energy really does want to hurt the feminine. I also feel the divine feminine, you know, is working through some fears of intimacy, and is now kind of being the runner at this point in time. But I think the feminine really is axing out anything that really has prevented her from stepping into that new experience, really releasing these toxic patterns and making peace with the silent treatment and the abandonment of the divine masculine. I do feel the feminine is stepping into making a lot of healthy choices in love and in her life in general. A lot of self-love, a lot of self-care when it comes to the energy. And I feel get ready for maybe a chance meeting or the masculine to reach out to maybe grab a cup of coffee with you to finally have that conversation, because this truly is about unconditional love that the twins share. Equal giving and receiving, reciprocity. I think there's going to be an opportunity to fall in love again and to have that conversation. So I think get ready for a long-awaited message to arrive, a text, a phone call, an email, and in order to rebuild from ground zero. We'll close off the reading with a couple of twin flame oracle messages and see what needs to come through. Oh, that one went flying. All right. Top of the deck, karmic partner. So I do believe the karmic partner really is pushing the masculine to grow. Bottom of the deck, we have answers. So answers are coming. The divine really is working hard to bring this connection back together. I do believe there are a lot of galactic downloads in the energy, a lot of light code activations, so you're going to need to rest your physical body as these activations come in. The body needs time to play catch up, And with the You Hold the Key, I feel be prepared for twin flame reunion as the twins kind of merge their soul blueprints back together, and then soul lessons. So major lessons are being learned, so these cycles can finally close out. So really look for the silver lining in any challenges you're facing this week, because it really is to push you to the next leg of your journey. So that's what I got for the twins for the week ahead. I will be posting an all signs zodiac reading for the full moon in Aries. Keep an eye open for that. I will be putting that over on YouTube, hopefully by tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time. So stay grounded, stay hydrated, stay detached from drama, and let's get through the shifts this week, guys, okay? I love each and every one of you so much. Have a great week. Namaste. I will see you all next time.